Hello everyone, this is Tim, and this is going to be a quick response to Francois. He had talked a little bit about running 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons, and also something about the stories that can be told with D&D. So, my experience with 5th edition so far is really just some convention one-shots that I ran in Pittsburgh, and this was several years back now. I had taken Deep Carbon Observatory, which is a OSR adventure mini setting, you could say, that was put together by Patrick Stewart and Scrap Princess, who has this awesome, like scratchy style, sketch style, disturbing artwork at times. But yeah, I love that adventure. So I wanted to give it a shot with 5th edition because it's a tough adventure. There's a lot of things you can throw at the party. What's interesting about Dark Carbon Observatory is that it reminds me a lot of the Johnstown flood, which, Francois, you might not know about. There's in Pennsylvania here, there's a town called Johnstown, and there was like this, basically like this lake that was built on top of a hill, and they didn't take care of it. They didn't take care of the man-made dam, and it broke, and basically just drowned a whole bunch of people, flooded Johnstown. It's it was just a horrible. I can't really call it natural disaster, even though there was lots of rain, but nature plus man's corruption and neglect, and a bunch of innocent people died. But anyway, so there's a part where in the Dark Carbon Observatory where the town floods, and I really love that aspect of the game. Like you're a character in a rickety boat, and there's like all kinds of aquatic monsters and people in desperate situations, hungry people, and you only have so much food because everything else has been kind of scoured from the earth, from the rushing water, from the broken dam. So I gave it a shot with 5th edition. I noticed that I had to add some monster abilities from like the monster manual in 5th edition because OSR tends to not have that stuff. And as a DM or GM myself, whenever I've run like old school adventures, I tend to improvise. I'll just throw monster abilities in there, or I'll look at the monster ahead of time and be like, you know what, it's just a bunch of stats. There's nothing really interesting about this, so I'm gonna like tweak it, or I'll think about the past for that monster, and I'll say that he lost a leg in the last encounter he had with adventurers, so that it just makes it a little bit different. And that's probably the Lamentations of the Flame Princess influence as well, where I want monsters to be unique experiences and something that is new to the players as well as the characters, something that they don't know how to defeat automatically. And I like to do like random monsters. Raphael Chandler has some cool random tables to roll on for various monsters, and Narcosa, I believe it is, which is like a drug-influenced OSR setting, and a lot of people submitted stuff for that. But the games went well. I think I had a series of four consecutive time slots, and I think there was like 4 to 6 players each time. And 5th edition is a bit more powerful, and it just kind of worked out well. Like OSR adventures can kind of be deadly, and 5th edition tends to be a little bit easier on the player characters. So it was a pretty good match, I thought. I also thought after running 5th edition and seeing how some of the mechanics worked at low levels, I don't know if I'd like it at higher levels, but I've been like that with all D&D pretty much. I like that like 0 to hero, but almost like 0 to like town hero. Like I like to keep the power level lower. I just enjoy those stories better. So to get back to that story aspect of people scrounging and being hungry and desperate, because really, what kind of people are going to risk their lives to go fight crazy monsters that turn you to stone or bite you and turn you into a zombie if you're not desperate? So, or unless there's like some other motivation there, like you're trying to defend your family's household or town or something. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't think I'd like to run 5th edition above, say, like 6th level characters, 5th level characters. But those down and dirty, grimy, low levels, yeah, I can see myself running those again. But I mainly just want to say that OSR Adventures and D&D 5e can with a little bit of tweaking from the GM, work pretty well. So if you have any of those, Francois, you could probably use some of those and just kind of spruce them up, add some more stuff to them, spray paint a little bit over them, give them a little bit of 5e graffiti, and you'll be fine. As far as, okay, I want to talk a little bit about long-running campaigns. I think that, especially the older editions of like AD&D, Dungeons & Dragons Basic and Expert, they're pretty good at running long campaigns with. I don't know, in my experience, if I've been with a game that is comparable to that. While I did run Rollmaster with my brother and some friends from the neighborhood for about 10 years, the Rollmaster standard system, I can't see myself ever doing that again. It's kind of like that happened in a time and place when I had a lot of free time, limited games, and lots of friends who were willing to, do a lot of number crunching. I just don't see myself being able to do that again. But I'm playing in an AD&D campaign right now, and it's been going well. I think we're in like session 15 or 16, and I don't see an end in sight. And that's one aspect of like old school Dungeons and Dragons that I do enjoy. The campaigns can keep going. They might not have like the momentous story arcs that maybe some of these narrative games have. That I've played those too, but for like a long running campaign, I don't know. I guess I'm biased. I like AD&D and the old red box kind of stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to say hi again. So I guess this is a video response to Francois Letard. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.